Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast number 198. My name is Mistletoad, and I'm here with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Mr. Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mistletoad, and please stay clear of the forest fires over there in Canada. Our great Canadian friends, our great Canadian investors, they're feeling the heat, the concerns, Binance pulling out. Well, folks, the ARK is coming in. They're going to be able to onboard. They're going to be able to offboard the crypto anonymously. They're going to be able to go to the ATM, cash out. It's a bright future for Canadians here on the ARK. Shout out to all of you. We haven't heard from one of our great investors over there in Canada in a very long time. I hope she and her mother are doing well. Not too long ago, they won a massive Spark reward. Hope she hears the podcast and knows our well wishes are always with them. Let's take a look. Let's see what's happening here on the ARK, folks. All right, here we go. Busy day. There's not enough hours. And, to be really, transparent with you guys, it's been extra busy as we're dealing with a lot of questions, a lot of FUD, different groups. A lot of people are not even taking the time to really come here and ask the questions. And some are coming in just hot and heavy. And we have to tell them, hey, little Jimmy, settle down, have a seat. Let's have a conversation. Let's look at what's happening. We've told folks to have patience. 24, 48 hours to let things shake out. And boy, has there been a shakeout happening. We're seeing folks, we're dropping to 0.5%. I want to give all of them a shout out and a thank you. It is the worst thing you could do for your investment to do that. It's good for everyone else. So we're seeing the price go down. We're understanding that we're waiting to find this floor. Everything is calculated here. And we're at that point. I know a lot of folks, Crypto Limited, he's hungry to start the buys and just buying more, getting back our level and letting this setback be a positive, as we have some decisions to make. We've discussed doing a poll and finding ways to really come together as a community. We have different opinions. We're talking about taking the Spark reward price pool, splitting it 4 ways, 3 Spark reward winners, giving more folks an opportunity to be smiling, to be earning, to be telling their friends, hey, I just won Spark. This is awesome. We want the system to have mass appeal, adoption, and growth. One of the brightest, most positive parts about ARK has been a stable price. And that's our goal here. And with that, getting that floor, also understand that we have more volatility on the table, on the price of the token. And when the buys come in, sit back and watch. I think you're going to see some very big spikes. And the ILC is really prepared to do some great magic, understanding that there's a sentiment. I shared an image showing a balance coming really back in, which is exactly what we were hoping to see, folks. Great news. I know it's been a tough couple of days. This happened on Mother's Day. We're seeing evidence of a coordinated event that came upon us. We're not going to go too much into those details, but folks, we're happy that it happened in the sense that we were really able to see who's who and how are people playing their hands, who's here for the short term, and who is here for the long term. We've always said this is a long-term investment. This team is here, prepared, not going anywhere, regardless of what might be happening outside. Here, this is a community where there's empathy, there's respect, there's education, there's hope, and there's a bright future, because boy, are we working. So we had to combine today all of the work. The front end's looking amazing, the design coming through. We've had the back end plugged in, but as you know, we like to bring quality. It has to look right. It has to function properly. A lot of folks in space just do half-ass kind of, throw it all together and just let's see how it goes. And that's not what we do here. That's why it takes time to do it correctly the first time. And if any of you are business people, you would understand what I mean. People like to have confidence in their products, understanding that there's quality behind it, whether you're buying, from Apple or Bosch. There's cheap versions that are actually some pretty good, but there's just certain brands that have an appeal, that have a presence, and they have a look and a feel that when you're using it, you're confident and you understand that not only is it very functional, but it also has support behind it. That's one of, I think, the milestones here of, really developing. We're going to have to hire more people to provide the customer service. A lot of new folks from the what we call the real world, the average Joes and Janes. They're not crypto experts. So we're going to have to do a lot more hand-holding, which we love to do. I think you've noticed that. You've seen that. So many of you have gotten involved. And I really tapped into, I think, the energy here, the focus, the atmosphere, and how we do business, how we invest in crypto, how we learn here in the DeFi sessions every day. So I'm happy to tell you all that it is that time to rally. And the long-term investors have so much to look forward to. We've seen evidence here today also of a couple of buyers really step up already today. Our MVP for the day has brought in 3 referrals with $11,313. That is fantastic. So I think everything is really set here for success. Take a snapshot. 5,214 vault accounts. Liquidity, PancakeSwap, 353,207 BUSD. IOC reserves, 288,995. ARK price, 279. We're a little bit below 50% when you look at our stable range, 571, 572. We've been so spoiled enjoying, and we want to get back there, and we want to have our dynamic, stable range more than anything, so that the new investors and the current investors can feel confident again, smiling, sailing here on the ARK, calm, cool, and collected. Spark price pool, 507.25 ARK. And today we're going to find the 160th winner for Spark. They'll get 90% of the pot, and 10% will go to the MVP. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Brett Nordine. He has been on fire today. I think also bogged down with a lot of DMs, just a lot of misinformation, and at the same time having to do what we have to do here every day, which is build. Hope you're doing well, sir.
Doing great. Yeah, we're about halfway through the day, so we got a long ways to go. Just quick update. Yesterday we had a great meeting after the podcast. We got through. We're now in the process of training several different presenters for the Zoom calls that we've been talking about, and Brandon is one of those guys, and he went through the presentation. It was amazing. We're doing some refining to the presentation. Bizy Dips is helping us with that as well, helping on the administrative things with lining up these different presenters and having the full coverage that we talked about with different languages as well as different times during the week. So we're really upping our game and training several different people to be able to give those presentations. I know Coach Brad is one of those people. Florida Realtors has expressed an interest in doing that as well. I may give a few in the beginning just to help out and fill in some gaps as needed. So look forward to those. Those are going to be opportunities to send people that are completely unaware of ArkFi as well as even DeFi, get an education on why we're all here and the opportunity that we have to earn through the ArkFi system. And that'll sort of start their journey. They'll learn about the Ark Vault as well as the foundation. We don't go into the legacy NFT too much, just because that's a little bit more advanced, I would say, and someone that has a little bit more to invest, more capital to invest, and take a little bit more time to understand how that's all part of the system. So we really put them into the shortest path to making an initial investment, and then obviously their education from there, whether they want to become a syndicate leader, they can learn more about that. We are holding back, and maybe we'll create a separate masterclass for syndicate builders and people that want to understand how they can make referral rewards from bringing other people into the protocol. So those are happening, and it's going to happen very, very quickly. I think we'll spend the rest of this week sort of training up the team and getting some announcement banners together and things and kick that off sometime next week, I hope. But that's very, very close here and shortly happening. Also, yeah, as Atlas mentioned, we did get the initial design for the air card, the on and off ramps, both actually completed from our designer today. We had some initial meetings, some back and forths, and we're having a design review tomorrow. So that'll really set the path for getting the air card, which is the initial virtual card off ramp, finished first. And Alex has quite a bit of work to do to be able to integrate the design. So we're gonna discuss tomorrow what the timeline is for that, and have some updates tomorrow during the podcast as to when we think that the air card is going to be released. I don't want to speak out of turn without giving Alex a fair chance to go through all of the design and understand how it all is supposed to integrate and hook the back end into the front end. So we'll give some more updates tomorrow on that, but we made some great progress today on that. So just we might throw out a teaser tomorrow too. I think once we've had the meeting and we have some designs to show everybody, and then the gun will go off and Alex will be doing his work. He is going to be out this Saturday, so I know we're going to have one less work day for him. He normally works 7 days a week. So we'll have to be cognizant of that. So we may not launch it until early next week or the middle of the week, depending on his timing and how much he can get done before he's unavailable. Other than that, just looking at statistics today and handling a lot of the communication in some of the Telegram groups. Still some panic out there and people that are, a little upset, and we understand that. We're very empathetic to it. We want this to turn around as quickly as possible. And as Atlas mentioned, we're ready to rally now. We're ready to, bring the investors that see the long-term opportunity and understand how this is a utility-driven project. And we're going to bring those utilities here shortly. This is your opportunity to get into a position, a price position for ArkFi that we haven't seen before. So some people are seeing it as an opportunity and some people aren't. And I think that's a separation of mindset and as Atlas mentioned, maybe a shorter term mindset versus a longer term mindset. So there's several different opportunities and ways you could play this. If you're concerned about the price going down a little bit more, maybe the foundation is more attractive in the short term, and because that is a BUSD pair, so the volatility will be much, much less. And then wait for a position to get back into the vault if that's where you want to play the game. Or the legacy NFT, Steady Eddie, whether there's buys and sells, that pool is always growing and feeding those NFT holders. So there's other opportunities out there, not just the vault, which everybody seems to obviously have the most passion for, I'll say. But yeah, so I think we're seeing, sort of that flush out, that wash out. And as Atlas mentioned, people falling to 0.5, selling 100% withdrawals. They definitely have some CWR struggles, letting the emotions getting the best of them, and really see this as maybe 3-4 days of a dip in the price, and then hopefully a short-term recovery as we can all hope for. I will comment just quickly on the pre-seed contract. I'm working on getting that into Gitbook. As Atlas mentioned, also the time just today has gotten sucked out of us, but the rest of the half of the day, I'm going to try to work on that and get it published there and have a few people take a look at it before we get it out. But I do want to have that in place at least a week before we open the pre-seed contract. We've talked about having the pre-seed contract available on the 26th, so that would be this Friday. So let me see if I can get that done and published before tomorrow. So I'm just going to have to stay off of Telegram as much as possible, I think, and really focus to get that done for y'all. So that's about it for me. Anything else, Atlas, you want me to cover?
Atlas, you're muted there. If you're talking.
Oh, his mic is muted.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to go back to the 0.5%. I remember when we were building the system, looking at that as an option, and I think at one point we thought, is it really necessary? And then coming to the clear conclusion that yes, it absolutely is, and it's having its effect. It's definitely a decision that, like I said, the folks that are here short term, go right ahead. I mean, play your best game, but it really benefits the whole community here long term in a really massive way. We all have friends, we have family. I got a call from my dad today, a friend of him, I think about maybe 10, 12 days ago, invested 6K and called him up. Hey, my 6K is almost 3K. What's going on? And that's a situation that all of us here are facing. We're getting calls from people. What's going on? And there's a concern. And I don't know about you guys, but that fuels me even more to work even harder. I thought it wasn't possible that we could push this team even more, but we absolutely can, and we absolutely have to. And we have to really rally behind that. Give me a second. There is a call interruption. Okay, we're fine there. So we understand what's at stake, and we care about every investor, everyone that's involved in ARK, and there's no going back. There's no giving up. On the contrary, it's been great to see a lot of the folks who have just been, really treating, I think, the ARK D app as their, personal ATM machine, which is what it was built for, but not spending the time, not understanding what the team is doing and building, and just really what the future is here, how bright it is. So great to see them come back. I think we had almost 200 people here on that difficult day. That, again, it's a setback, but the ARK is definitely poised for its comeback, and it's going to take everyone in here to do their part. It's a big community, 5,214 wallets in the system, earning that eagerly want to see stability, and they want to see the project continue on its path towards the upside. So thank you so much for that, Brett. And very excited. Love the way that the design came out. Can't wait for everyone to see it. If you like the mobile application, you like the D app, I think you're going to love how this looks, but more importantly, how it functions, how fast. We're talking here 10 seconds. You have your card information. Go ahead, load it onto your phone, go tap and pay, go to a restaurant, get gasoline, purchase online, reload, and it is all completely anonymous. You don't even have to use your phone number, any of your information. We can provide that all for you, and it's all there. It's quite fantastic. So let's see if we can open it up to some questions.
Yeah, I just wanted to
we'd
say,
love to hear from the community. Go ahead.
Compared to like I've been using something like the crypto.com card, and they're good, but for instance, if you want to try to be able to transfer that over to cash or to your bank account or something, it can take like an hour, 2 hours sometimes, and it can be frustrating. I've had times where just even try to load up my card, I'm at the store and I'm like, oh no, like we want to get a couple extra things, so let me top up my card, and it can take half an hour to an hour sometimes, and that can be so frustrating from the customer point of view. And if you could have something load up in even just a minute, that is amazing.
Absolutely. Wait till you try it. It is absolutely amazing. Who else?
Hi. Hey, Captain. Okay, excuse me if this was addressed. I had a call earlier, but I wanted to touch on the relation. You may not like this, but I have to ask anyways. Okay, the ILC is pushing up. That's good. That's good sign of net inflow and growth. However, the price is subsiding. I'm wondering if you clarify how that price can go up. It's still in preservation mode from the internal contract there? And if so, when you think that could be bouncing as well? Is it like, it seems like there's a delay in how sensitive it pushes up.
There's practically no buys coming in. Everything's balancing out. The sales are going down as the very large majority of the community wants to bring their ArkFi tokens into the pre-seed contract. The first opening, as we said, they're getting a credit of $5 per ARK. So the community that's here, they're listening, they're in tune, and they want to be a part of it. So that's the first mechanism here to throttle and take that sell pressure away. So now that we've seen everybody play their hand, the numbers are there. You can look at my DM, my messages here in the chat today. You could see the difference. It's all calming down. Folks are getting back into the rhythm. They're making their decisions. They're asking the right questions, and we're all moving forward. So now the buys come in. That's where you're going to see the volatility, and it's going to be very different than what you've seen before when we were in our fantastic dynamic range. We have to create now with the buys that dynamic range, that balance between buys and sells. And I think we've given a very big push here to the whole system so that the buys have a great effect.
Yeah, I really appreciate the positivity in the community as well for staying true to the journey here, which is the balance and the long term, the vision is there. I wholeheartedly believe that just short term speed bumps and wrinkles here with this wash. My slight concern is the temptation for people stocking up on ARK, the token, their wallets ahead of the pre-seed contract contribution. It's a bit tempting, to sell some of that while the price is coming down. So now that it's slowing down, I think that could reverse, or it could slow down. So it's good to see the ILC pushing, and the more people know about this $5 that's being honored, because there's not obviously even but a small fraction of people who are vault holders that are on the call on the AMAs, then it would be sending a right, better, stronger message. That's a significant point that would be underlined, regardless of the price.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to experience too a buy-in into the foundation and bond. Again, right now we only have 720 eligible Spark players. So the odds are quite fantastic. And I think it's a no-brainer, as Coach Brad likes to say. He's not here on Wednesdays. He's with the family. But let's see how everyone makes their decisions. But the pressure is absolutely off. And I think it's time to kick into fifth gear as a community and push it forward. Who else would like to ask a question?
Pardon
Go ahead,
me, Captain. Did we decide on how the Spark will be distributed, or is it still in debate?
It's still in debate, and it's going to go up for poll. It's just with all of the questions and answers and it's been a brutal day. So we'll get to that. And we had a great long conversation about it. If anybody missed that, it is on the recording number 197, yesterday's, and you'll be able to hear all the ideas and see what's going to be coming up for the community vote, as everyone has their own opinion and how they feel about what we do with the Spark, prizes, as well as, there's a couple of variables too that we'll be bringing out for the poll. So just have some patience with us on that.
Hey there.
Hello, sir.
Howdy. I'm driving, so hopefully there's not too much background noise, but I bet, I check out the analytics and I watch pretty well, and I can see that synergy and the balance you're talking about. That's kind of exciting, and watching the 1% vaults grow, so people are ROI'd, the sell pressure is coming off. The only thing I'm missing, it'd be awesome to know like how many ARK people are holding in their wallets for that contest, or for that pre-seed, sorry. It's definitely getting more exciting. I had somebody that's been waiting to get in ARK for months and having trouble with Coinbase and everything else along the way. That today I just talked her through it on the phone to get Ethereum in her wallet so she can convert it into BNB to get in. And she's getting a good entry,
Oh, yes. Great opportunity to DCA. I know you've been active on it and have had full faith. So we're going to be able to see that. But I can tell you right now how many. We're looking around 72,000 ArkFi tokens that are sitting in the wallets, and they're stacking to come into the pre-seed contract, sir.
Oh, thank you for that info. Amazing.
Yes, sir, it is. Absolutely. We're really able to see clearly that there's a overwhelming large majority that wants to move forward, has confidence in the team and the project, and is here for the long term. There's always going to be folks that have a different agenda, and good for them. They've made their investment and they're able to manage it as they wish. But there's so much happening. The meeting last night that Brett was talking about was very powerful. As you can imagine, our good friend Brandon made a fabulous presentation, very engaging, educational, bringing his style. He's got a very particular way to connect, his empathy, his care for education, great advice. Not hype, not get in, just very clear, honest, transparent. He's got a gift. He's an amazing soul, an amazing person, and it really was impressive. The rest of the presenters, I think, were probably a bit intimidated because after his presentation, it's tough to present at the level. I mean, the guy. I mean, how many live podcasts has he done? And his streams are amazing for hours. So he's very comfortable in his role and what he's doing, which is his passion, teaching the world about crypto, and very strong message. So we'll see how the rest of the crew here brings their own flair, their own passion to those presentations. And we look forward to all of you coming and participating and advising, giving your feedback, how we can improve it. Is it too long? Is it too short? Should we focus on a component more, another one less? So, this is great to see how this is all coming together, and the molding of the clay of a presentation that is designed for the new investor who's coming in a little bit, from a skeptic, I think, angle with the FTX and the Luna. That's been all over the news, and trying to get past that, address it, and at the same time explain. He did a fantastic job of explaining, Web3 and having your keys to your wallet, and it's not Sam Bankman-Fried sitting there commingling funds and doing these heinous acts that really just wreck so many people. Do you want to comment on your presentation, Brandon? I know you're always multitasking. All right, I guess he's here, but I don't think he's able to get to the microphone to speak with us. Who else has a question?
He is good. I don't know if he's talking. We can't hear him.
A lot of times he's doing a lot of stuff. He's here in spirit and in ears and listening, but yeah, he could be.
Can you hear me?
Away from the phone.
There he is.
Oh, he's there. Yes, go.
I unmuted myself, but apparently it wasn't getting through, so I just jumped off and jumped back in. We're also getting some really strong rains here in the mountains of the beautiful mountains of Añasco, Puerto Rico. But I think it's a very important message about which I'm super passionate. Right? It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's, fiat is horrible. Everybody knows the inflation is real, and I really like the idea of not only an opportunity to have a great return on your investment, but just getting an escaping with at least, the ship is sinking, the fiat ship is sinking. So to an extent, get some of your dollars and get some of your fiat off of that sinking ship and into the DeFi life raft. Very important. Above and beyond just the idea that you might be able to get a huge return on investment and many X's on your investment. And what I talked about today, which we don't even talk about in the Zoom call in that presentation, but during the stream today, I also mentioned, hey, look, with the original ArkFi, this is a chance to get multiple X's on your dollar investment, on your BUSD investment. You go in with 1,000 BUSD, and maybe at the end of 3 or 4 years, you come out with 150,000 BUSD. And so that's great, but we're going to be going to the Polygon ZK EVM, and we're going to be paired with the tokenized gold, the ARKG token. So it's adding like an additional layer of protection, an additional layer of that escape from fiat, because we're going to have a leveraged investment against gold. So we can use ArkFi to experience a return on investment, multiple X's in tokenized gold, and tokenized gold itself is going to maintain its value, if not increase in real purchasing power value above and beyond the fiat dollar. So I just love that concept. I can't wait to start stacking gold and getting a double whammy price performance or investment performance, where I'm earning additional gold tokens more than I put in, and gold is returning a better value than the fiat. It's beautiful. So I'm looking forward to that. Super excited to start stacking some gold.
And what did you think about the presentation? The script?
Yeah, slides? I mean, I kind of, like I mentioned last night, I did quite a bit. I did several hours of wordsmithing and, kind of trimming here and there and making it my own. But I'm looking forward to it. That's my favorite thing to do, to get in front of a group of people and talk about the toxicity of a fiat system and debt-based system, and talk about the opportunity with crypto and the transfer of wealth and the asymmetric. I mean, I love all that. I love talking about a lot of stuff. I'm looking forward to educating new folks, brand new folks. I'm looking forward to taking questions, and I'm looking forward to playing my part in the whole ecosystem in terms of this. This is like the first time and the only ROI dApp, or maybe the only DeFi app in general, where we actually have a legit chance to bring in that mainstream adoption. I think the model is really brilliant. You guys bring the business expertise. You and Brett bring the real world business expertise and experience to be able to say, okay, let's use a sales funnel model, an affiliate system model that's used in normal marketing, and let's apply that to DeFi. I think it's brilliant. I think it's going to be very effective. And I said on stream today too, I would be shocked if we don't go from 5,000 accounts to 100,000 accounts very quickly. Once that machine gets rolling, yeah, it's going to be an onboarding machine. And at the end of the day, irrespective of the big decline in price, we're investing in the ArkFi token, and the real X's that we get come from that massive user adoption wave. And I think when we go to 100,000, 250,000, 500,000 vault accounts, these last couple of days will really just be seen as just a tiny speed bump on our overall journey. We have many years to go. There is no, in my opinion, there is no better ROI DApp in DeFi compared to ARK. And the ROI DApp, in my mind, is it's the best place for me to put my risk capital and have the potential for life-changing gains. So, yeah, happy to be a part of it.
You're doing a great job, and we love the presentation. We always enjoy what you do best, man, which is really educating. And we've always said it. Our end user is not the degens and the Jeets in the space. It's a great start because we know there's a lot of great people here who are passionate about education and can give a lot of advice and experience to a lot of these new folks that are coming. But we've always said it's a different audience. It is that regular Joe and Jane. It is that person in Argentina with 100% inflation who doesn't trust their banks, who are looking for options, are looking for a hedge. There's so many people living paycheck to paycheck or in dire straits or 401ks, just face melting what's happening with a lot of these traditional investments, and the reality that's I don't believe going away anytime soon. So we have the mobile application that is a fantastic tool. No one has put the work in to create something like that. And now with the fiat on and off ramps in place, there's nothing to stop our growth. Absolutely nothing in the way. So we're moving forward. And I think as we get closer, each day there's more excitement, there's more hype here from the team because we've bought into this from a very, very long time ago. So we understand what's before us, and it's there for the taking. And if you take some time, if you look at that roadmap, going over to Polygon, ZK EVM, using ZK rollups for cloud storage of data, understanding the beauty of decentralization, and how centralized companies are going to need this. They're facing fines. They're facing a lot of regulation that's coming. They're setting targets. You're holding very valuable information of millions of people that is worth a lot of money on the dark net. Just decentralizing it, using ZK rollups is the answer, is the key. Password managers, decentralized VPN. I mean, we're building this fantastic ecosystem with so many layers and so much future. It's quite amazing. Let's open it up to other folks. And again, thank you, Brandon. Amazing presentation.
Hey, Alice, I just wanted to remind you also Kelly's in the house tonight. So if there's any questions for Kelly about the calculator or anything related to that, I'm sure she'd be happy to answer those.
Thank you. I hadn't seen her, so many people in here. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, guys.
Welcome on board. It's Wednesdays. We missed you last week, but great to see you this week. A lot of shaking and baking, flopping and groping happening here. Yes. Yep. Oh, yeah.
It's been a couple days, hasn't it? Yeah. It's been a crazy couple days. But actually, I was just looking and we've got our first green bar on the chart in a couple days. At least on KuCoin, the way it's visualized. Yeah, that's exciting. On the price chart to see a green bar, green candle.
Many more to come. Get used to it again. It's just going to be a bit different with the volatility, but yeah, it'll self-regulate. I think it's quite exciting as we see those buys come in.
Yeah, it'll just be a matter of time. I wrote some thoughts on ARK Rocket Science. I'm not a huge fan of writing long paragraphs of thoughts in a main chat, but if anybody's interested to read my thoughts, you can read them on ARK Rocket Science. But I think I'm really encouraged by what I've seen in the last couple of days in terms of the way the ILC is working as intended. And I think it actually bodes really well for the project that it can withstand an attack like that and, just kind of calmly bring the price down to where it needs to be to, as you said, to self-regulate. And I think it's, it is very alarming to see something like that after we're used to such a steady price for so long. But yeah, I actually am taking it as a sign, as an encouraging sign. And yeah, I think it's good. It's good. It's good because it kind of got everyone's attention.
Yeah, I think it also shows the fairness of the way these contracts are set up. Having the ability over in the foundation, there was a big sell-off of bond. Investors having the ability to take their cash, not be in a position where everything's tied up and they're just hostage, and not having a team that's going to change the rules. We're putting a sell limit. I think somebody told me, why don't you put a 5 ARK sell limit? I'm like, never, not happening. That's not what we're about. That's not what we're here to do. If people want to run, let them run. There'll be more that will come and take their position. But we've made sure to stay in integrity and understand, giving folks the opportunity to make a decision. Hey, you want to sell? Go right ahead. Do you want to stack your ArkFi token? You're enjoying the business plan and what we're putting out there. We have options for you. You can get free tokens into that. That's a 5x from the launch price. It's a no-brainer, but for those who have the appetite, if you want to degen on Pepe, I think last time we checked was 70-80% down. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it in the DeFi sessions. We think a lot of folks are going to come back and understand that a lot of times it's about the team, the integrity, how hard they work, and really the rest of the community that actually listened and did their due diligence before investing and understood that ARK is about long-term investing. We've said it so many times, Kelly. This team has made a lot of sacrifices for this project because we don't want to win unless the community wins. And we have to walk the talk. And you've been a great part of that. I want to congratulate you. I don't think a lot of folks know you've made a big sacrifice. You've been holding your tokens and being very patient. So thank you very much for that. Very respectable. So we signed up. We signed up for it, and
thanks, Atlas.
We're continuing on this path. No, absolutely. You folks have been amazing, and there's a lot we don't say. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes And a big part of that is of course, the incredible amount of work. You just did an update on, if you want to talk about that update. And, Rebecca has been amazing as well. And Chris Dugan, Z, so many of our folks are absolutely all in, mind and body and soul, and the sacrifice of time. And sometimes it's also the hard choices to say, we have friends, families, investors here that are really, relying on ARK. I can't tell you how many times folks have come and said, ARK is saving my ass. And some of the biggest degens in the space who've been around for years. And there's a lot of respect for what we've done here. But I think a lot of them didn't understand how much of a sacrifice or how much work we've all put into it, because it just looks good and being here, but there's a big process, and I'm very proud of this community, but also this team and the advisors have been absolutely outstanding.
Thanks. Yeah, I kind of probably got lost in the shuffle, but I did. A few weeks ago, I promised, in response to people's questions, they wanted to have the opportunity or the option to add redepositing automatically into the calculator. And so I built a new version of the calculator. I haven't actually kind of superimposed it on the formal calculator link that is in the white paper. I will, as soon as enough people try it out, and I haven't gotten any reports back of any bugs or errors. But that calculator, now I kind of removed some of the, I had in my original version of the calculator, it just had all the different CWR options listed side by side, so you could compare CWR. In this case, what I've done is I've just put side by side the progress of the investment without redepositing and with redepositing, so you can see the difference, any difference in total amount of tokens, and any difference in, it's really a matter of timing. And of course, if the price is changing, timing really matters. And it gets kind of complicated really fast. And so it's kind of hard to try to envision if the price is going down, and if I redeposit versus you take early profits, how does that compare with the total amount of dollars I get out of the wallet? So it was with that spirit that I reorganized things a bit and gave people the option to enter redepositing as an option. And then I also in the redepositing version, I also gave people the option of looking at what happens if you've structured your wallets in such a way that you have like a parent child, or you have a team wallet or something like that, and you want to see how the redepositing affects the overall investment with a kind of a two-tiered approach, because ARK's referral rewards work in such a way that if wallets are redepositing under you, you're always getting those 5% kind of redeposit taxes deposited into your wallet. So redepositing can have a big impact on overall gains if you have a team wallet and the people under you are redepositing, or if you structured your own wallets so that you have two tiers like that. So the calculator allows you to explore both of those things. It also has a new feature where you can enter existing values on the front page, like the amount that you've already claimed, the amount that you have deposited. And so it allows you to look at an existing set of wallets more easily. You could do that before, but you had to manually know where to put all the different numbers in the guts of the machine. So now you can enter it all on the front page, and you can kind of explore your existing wallet, so you can make decisions about whether or not you want to redeposit. Obviously, redepositing is a way to slow down the decreasing of your NDV. So redepositing can allow you to stay at 2% longer, but then you might want to weigh that against being able to take early gains, when the price is higher, or vice versa. So, there is now the option to play around with all of those different possible variables and, just have a play. So yeah, that's a promise that I had made a few weeks ago. So I just delivered on that promise, and I hope people find it useful.
It means a lot. We know you've been very busy and taking care of your father. So great that you were able to make another sacrifice of time and having really the integrity to follow through. It's so important. A big part.
Thank you. I'm back home now.
I've
been back for a week. So
is he going to go to do the piano playing tonight? Kelly, there? Can anybody out hear Kelly speaking?
No, I can't hear her. She got lost in the matrix.
We lost her.
I'm so sorry, Atlas. I keep losing you. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, yeah.
We hear you again.
Everybody keeps cutting out. I can hear you now. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm back home now.
We can.
So and also he's gone back down to 1 day a week on Sundays, and he did go on Sunday. So I guess he's still plugging away. I'm kind of just giving him his space now. It was pretty intense there for a few months, having your daughter suddenly be your parent. So, yeah, we are working on to find an equilibrium now.
That's great news. And he's always in our prayers. And I mean, it really was a very happy moment when you were telling us that he was going back to playing the piano and singing, because he was, in a really tough spot there for a while. You were very worried. So great to see that improvement. Absolutely. So folks, do we have some questions for Kelly in regards to the new calculator? She explained it, or maybe her comments about ILC or the project. She's here, she's live. We'd love to hear from you.
Has anyone had a chance to play around with it?
I personally haven't, but I'm going to pin it again in the chat just in case anyone hasn't seen it. It's going to be pretty easy to find, and do be sure to go play around with it, because that feature has been highly requested. So I'm sure a lot of people just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, thanks, Coach. Yeah. I don't think that Rebecca has done any work on her on her version of it. It would be cool if that could eventually find its way, that feature could finally find its way into a slick little tick box that just says redeposit in the app. That would be definitely much less complicated than trying to play around with it in Excel. But until then, if you want to explore that, let me know if you find any issues, or if there's anything you find confusing in the way I've set it up.
Fantastic. Anyone else?
I should say, actually, in doing it, I was pretty shocked at how much faster everything goes when you do the redeposit. Even with slipping down to 1%, and even in even with all the taxes and stuff, it's still astonishingly fast to a max wallet. If you do it that way, I know that a lot of people stopped redepositing to save up ARK in their wallets to participate in this reseed, but playing around with that, I was actually one of those people, and then I was playing around with the calculator, and I was like, wow, this is actually makes a big difference. And not only that, actually, this may be a bug, and so that's why I'm really eager for other people to try it out. It actually results in getting actually more tokens out of the wallet doing that as well, which I don't quite understand. So that could be a mistake. And so, yeah, I'm super interested to see if other people find the same thing, find how much benefit there is to redepositing. I would have thought that it would be a behavior that might be sort of detrimental. You would go faster, but maybe you get fewer tokens, but actually go faster and get a few more tokens in the process. So that was interesting. Once people play around with it,
now they're all running.
They might actually go redeposit. Yeah, so maybe we'll see maybe we'll see the ILC reserves start to go faster now that the word's out. But no, have a look and see if anybody can, like, if anyone wants to look into the guts of the calculations. There might be an error that's predicting that, but so far I haven't been able to find an error. So yeah, I'd love accompaniment or help debugging if that's a bug. If not, seriously consider redepositing again.
Big alpha.
Yeah.
Big alpha happening for sure. Fantastic. You heard it here, folks. First, the alpha from Kelly Snook. Sheesh. A great day.
It could be a bug.
A great day.
It's buggy alpha, potentially buggy alpha.
No refunds if it's not scarily accurate, because that's what so many folks have said. They're like, "Wow, that calculator is scary.
It's pretty scary.
How precise it is." Sheesh. Happy days. So, anyone else? A question? Everybody's so quiet. Don't be intimidated. This is why we're here. It's for all of you. We want you to have the edge, the alpha, and we're here to serve you.
People are always so quiet when I'm here. I don't know what it is.
I think,
it's not just you. Happens a lot.
If your spreadsheet is correct, Kelly, and by redepositing, you're able to net more tokens out of your vault account. It still ends up being one of those sort of personal investment, financial decisions, right? Because I, for one, I'm glad
exactly.
that I was just basic 50-50, doing the withdrawals, selling every day, and I was able to. I'm at like a 70% ROI, including the platinum NFT. So now the price is cut basically in half. So that's like, if you're going to go ahead and redeposit, you're foregoing the ability to get a piece of your ROI that day in true dollars and cents or USD. So
exactly.
It's one of the type of things, and I like, that's just another feature of DeFi in general. It's you're in full control. You get to decide exactly how you want to manage your investment, and so that's an interesting thing to look at. I haven't to be honest, I haven't yet taken the time to actually look at the spreadsheet, and so I'll definitely try to make some time over the next week or so to take a close look at that, see if I can find any bugs in the formulas there. I would ask the basic question, which is, the whale tax takes care of, later on in your account's lifespan. If you're waiting until later to withdraw, of course, you're going to get fewer tokens there, because that's when the whale tax is more deeply in effect, right? So I'll just ask the silly dumb question: is you did factor in, even though those tokens are being redeposited, they still have been withdrawn out, so it still counts against your NDV and your whale tax calculation. Yeah.
I mean, I'm totally open if I've done those calculations wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did them correctly. But yeah, definitely. I'd love for you to check it out. I'd be really grateful if you have the time. I know you got like infinite spare time. So if you could use some of that infinite spare time, that'd be great. No, but I would be really grateful, Brendan, to that.
Sure.
Brandon, on a slightly off topic, but sort of now on topic, I was looking for our DM chat and I can't find it anywhere. And I'm wondering if maybe somehow the system archived it and stopped notifying me of messages from you. So I apologize if you've sent me any messages in the last who knows how long, because I can't even find our DM thread. So it's currently lost, but I will try and find it and I'll DM
it's
you
there.
if you any message.
Here, it's there.
Okay. I mean, I didn't intentionally delete it. I think my system might have somehow filed it away. Anyway, okay, cool. Well, I don't think I've responded to you because I can't find it. So.
No, the ball is definitely in here since October last year. Yep. But I just refreshed it by sending you a little emoji. So you should,
okay. All right. Well, that wasn't intentional, so I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Thanks. Sorry. Don't take that personally because I didn't really know that
Not
was
at
the
all.
case. I only just noticed because I was looking for it. Anyway, yeah. Let me know in DMs if you find any bugs.
In some ways, our previous discussions are kind of moot.
They're kind of moot, yeah.
But yeah,
so true.
Yeah. So I'll take a look. Okay. And thank you for following up on that promise and adding that functionality to the fancy spreadsheet version calculator. I'm sure a lot of folks will find that useful.
Well, let's give it another 20 seconds. Maybe somebody has a question. Feel free to mute your microphone and speak.
Hey, Atlas. This is Ohio Crypto.
Hello, sir. Welcome.
Hey,
aboard.
I just wanted to thank everybody for their positivity and you all for your hard work. This is an up and down game. I heard Brandon mention the other day that, Drip back in the day went, all the way up to 50 something and back down to 6. And it's the game we play, risk capital. And I believe in this project and you all, and thanks for the work. And I'm keeping the faith, and I think everybody else is too. So thank you.
Thank you. Very kind words, and your support has been fantastic. Unwavering. Thank you, sir.
Hey guys, I'm back. I'm so sorry. Brandon, whatever nice things you said, I didn't get to hear them because my internet went out again, but I will listen to the recording. But anyway, thanks guys. And I think you might have moved on since I fell off the chat, but yeah, I'll be here, be listening.
You're fine. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, Callie.
Sure.
I said really nice things, but I take it all back. No, I just thank you for your work on the calculator and adding that functionality. I'm sure a lot of people will find that handy. So thanks for taking care of that for us.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Who's next?
Yep, I've got a couple of questions.
Mr. Mark, all the way from always warm, always sunny, Australia. Hope you're doing well. Shout out to Deets.
Yep, she's here. She just opened her blinds up, but it's not warm and sunny. It's bloody cold and miserable.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, I got a...
We have the live weather.
That I got asked is, will you be able to withdraw from ATMs with it?
No, for that you used a Terra card. That's the one we send you in the mail, and you run over to the ATM and you do the one of these.
Okay, yeah, I got asked that question because someone was after a card, and they asked me about it because I said, wait for a better card. Now,
This one, what is great about it, just real quick, because I know there's a lot of folks here that probably haven't heard about it, so I'm glad you brought it up. This is a card that you bring your crypto into the D app and you load the card. You first put your information, then you put the crypto, connect your wallet, and within 10 seconds, you have your credit card information. You could put any name you like, any address you like. If you want to be completely anonymous, we can even provide a phone number and an address for you so you could do online shopping, or you could load it also onto your mobile device, your iPhone or your Android, and then you go to the stores, and with the phone, you could tap and pay. Anywhere in the world, Visa and MasterCard is accepted. It's that easy. It is that convenient. It is that fast. The only thing you can't do is take it to the ATM.
Alice, I had a question on that. Would you be able to, like, let's say someone else had an air card, would you be able to transfer balances between two air cards?
No, sir.
Okay, that's what I thought. What about the Terra card?
The Terra card, you are able to transfer balances.
Okay, cool.
But Coach Mistletoe, if you wanted to transfer value from your air card to your friend's air card, just transfer the crypto and they can load up the crypto to their card.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Great Mother's Day gift. A shame we couldn't get it out for Mother's Day. Mark, I believe you had further questions.
I did. Now, all the people that
Let's
are
go
on
ahead.
1% at the moment for their NDV, now, if they put their tokens into the new one, when we start putting tokens in there, they're back up to 2%, aren't they? On the new tokens. All the new tokens to the state, waiting for the new token, they'll get 2% on that one.
That's correct, but it doesn't stay at 2% forever and a day. I'll let Brett maybe come in and bring more light into that.
Yeah, but it's still a good way of people of actually building up their ARK to go back to 2%. That's going to be for the new token.
Well, you were mentioning about the pre-seed contract?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the beginning, we're going to have the highest yield possible. And so it'll be important if you do have a pile of ARK to put them in then. We're going to start out, we're thinking at 2%, and then taper it down as we get to the end of the pre-seed contract round.
Yeah, so people will still be able to build up at 2% instead of 1%. That's a point I was trying to make. It's a positive that, they can still build a bit quicker.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the idea, is incentivize, incentivize and also reward the early depositors of the ArkFi token into the pre-seed contract.
Yep, sounds good to me.
That's what we call it, the hourglass contract, or at least I do. It's really the pre-seed contract, but I call it the hourglass. Once the sand starts, dropping to the bottom, as that goes through, there's less and less opportunity there available. So you also want to create a strategy where you don't put it all in right at the beginning, because you also want to be able to compound what you've already deposited, so you can access and get those rewards. It's really fascinating, and I think you folks will be in for seeing something very different, very interesting in the space. Any further questions, Mr. Mark?
Do we have an expected timeline for the Terra card?
Not as of right now, as we're really focusing on the two first parts, which is the air card and the on-ramp, and also having a secondary on-ramp option. because we understand not all cards are going to work in any of them. As far as all the research and the banks we've been working with and contacting, so we want to focus on that, and it's hard to give a timeline because there's really a lot going on. So, have a little patience with us, and we'll get back to you with a closer timeline. But that's still a bit on the back burner. We have the cards; they're physically there, but we'd like to also launch them with really great options for customization and having a gold physical, metal. It won't be a physical actual gold card, but that's shiny and represents the gold metal color and platinum, and being able to even customize. Maybe you want to put your dog's, picture on it, or, you have another idea. So we think it'll be fun and a great customer experience to be able to customize your cards and just have the regular plastic ones, but also the ability to customize the plastic cards. So that's part of, I think, the work that's going to have to take place here, and we'll have to make some decisions if just to go with the standard, what we have now, or encompass many solutions for the customers. We also believe there'll be a pretty large demand for that card, as a lot of folks want to go to the ATM, and they're a different product than Ultimo. We love Ultimo. They're still our partner and great friends. Their product, I think, is for the larger investor. They have lower fees. Ours have higher fees per load. However, ours offer a much more affordable price for entry and getting the card in your hand. So they blend with each other's. Theirs also has a 3DS. Ours does not have 3DS. So I just wanted to clarify that for everybody here who has Ultimo. It is an absolute fantastic product. I love their product. Ours is different price points and functionality. And we will continue our relationship in offering investors, especially if you're moving very large amounts of crypto. Obviously, you want to save money. So that's a great product to go out to. And they've been very supportive of ARK and promoted us. And I think we've been also very supportive and promoted them. So that will continue to flourish, and the relationship will, I think, through time, bring great results. They're a fantastic team. We have a ton of faith in them, and I think they also have a very, very bright future. And there will be more collaboration. We're talking about doing some things together as well. Let's get this crypto. Haven't said that in a while. Any other questions, Mr. Mark?
No, that's it from me. Thanks.
Thank you also for all your support. You've been with me for a very, very long time, and have been extremely, extremely patient. And it's been great to see you get the win and have a very successful journey. And you're a very seasoned diamond hander. I've seen you diamond hand to dust, brother. So it's time to rally, and we're looking for your continued support. And thank you for all of the months. I think, man, it's I have to really think and calculate how long we've known each other, but it's been a great ride, and it's just getting better. Thank you.
I'm still going to be here for a long time yet, I can assure you.
Yes, sir. All we need is good health and positive attitude. Everything else comes together, and for us, it's been happening all at the right time. So,
Yeah,
I mean, we got folks like yourself on board. Go ahead.
Yeah, to me, what's been happening the last few days doesn't bother me whatsoever. I'm still getting my same return of ARK tokens, and when price goes back up, if need be, I'll start catching some in then, because I'm not relying on it for a wage. So therefore, it doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. To me, it's just to still accumulate and get more into the new token.
Oh yeah, 5x on that one. So let's go, buddy. Who else would like to ask a question or has a comment for the ARK team?
Hi, this is
I have
Leroy.
a question.
Hello, good day, Mr. Leroy. Go right ahead, please.
Oh, just a quick question. One of the big selling points I really liked was the roadmap presentation you guys did. I'm just wondering, where would I find that if I wanted to share it with others? Thank you.
We have it posted here. Mistletoe. Is that on?
Sorry, what
But
did
is
he
that
ask? I
is that
missed
a rotation? The roadmap presentation and all information related to the roadmap. Do we have that on rotation?
It's not on rotation because it's the video can't do it with the bot, but I do share it
Okay.
when anyone asks, and I can put it on a. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put it onto a filter, do like /roadmap, and then anyone can find it like that.
Oh, fantastic! And if we could pin it as well, so Mr. Leroy could go and spend some time with it. It is a bit long, Leroy. There is a shorter, condensed version done by the Crypto Badger. Shout out to the Badgers. If we could post that to Mistletoe, the link to the Crypto Badgers summary of the presentation. I think it's only about 25 to 30 minutes, and I think it'll save you something like 3 hours. But if you have the time, definitely spend the time with us and hear everything out. There's a lot of alpha, a lot of great information there provided for you. And thank you, Mr. Leroy. Who's next?
Hey, Atlas, Catalyst here.
Mr. Catalyst, welcome on board. Always rocking for the ARK. The man's got ARK in his veins.
Yes, sir. You know it. So I don't know if this has been observed before or discussed, but I'm detecting a very strong theme to the ancient Greek concept of the four basic elements, which you probably are aware of. Ancient Greeks believed that everything was made up of one of four elements: earth, water, air, and fire. And with the air card and the terra card, that covers air and earth. And of course, the ARK, there's definitely a water relationship there. So I think that just leaves fire. So is it just me, or is this all intentional?
Well, I think that we would have to ask Mr. yes, Mr. Brett Nordin. Go ahead,
Yeah,
sir.
that was definitely the theme for sure. I mean, if you look at our branding and, if you look at our branding also when kind of where we're heading, we're very, I guess if you could say there's a fifth element, it's the ether. So we're very ethereal in our approach. If you look, well, you haven't seen the landing page. Well, maybe you have. I'll send it to you. But you can see some of the early concepts and ideas that our designer did even for the PWA. It's that very light, the blues, the hues, and you can see that in the ARK intro that Atlas has as well, with that kind of that horizon arc, that we have going. So that's why we did the air and the earth. Yep. We don't have a fire yet though.
All right.
But good point. Maybe that's we can work that in somewhere. We have the spark. We have the all spark.
There you go. You got spark.
Transformer fan.
You got spark, and we're on fire, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was going to say it could be argued that the entire protocol is fire.
Yeah, and fire is really the transmutation. So yeah, we have a lot of that going on. A lot of esoteric, I guess, metaphor symbolisms, and
very
yeah,
cool.
It's hard, and it's also it's kind of when we look at the thematic stuff, I think it fits very well with where the consumer's mind is headed as well, and sort of the market that we're trying to address, and making that connection. And I think a lot of other crypto companies are, following some similar threads there for sure. If you look at their websites, I was trying to think of a couple, like Stellar and who's the shard guys, DAG Constellation, some of these others that are more space thematic, I would say. The light and airy feel.
Cool. Cool. All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Very
thank you.
Aquarian age.
The reason, right on. Well, I had to ask Atlas the question. I mean, after all, his moniker is Atlas, so I figured
Yeah,
if
there
it
you
had to
go.
do with the ancient Greeks, he came up with it. But it sounds like it's you. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for that.
I throw him out there. He says yay or nay. He said, I like that or I don't like that.
Yeah, we went through a couple of names there. No doubt about it. But yeah, those fit. No doubt about it. Thank you so much, Cows, for also all your support, education, and I don't know if you heard the data there of how many folks are eligible for the Spark prize pool.
I did. I caught that, and also I caught
Okay.
how many ARK are being stacked, waiting to jump into the pre-seed. So interesting numbers to be aware of. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Who's next?
Hey, good day, guys. Clarkson here. Atlas, you mentioned a few minutes ago about a strategy with the pre-seed for the new contract, about being able to hold back some. I got some of it yesterday or the day before when we was discussing it on the podcast. But if you don't mind, could you give me a summary for dummies, kind of about the the new token and the recommended strategy that you was talking about?
That would be for the pre-seed contract, and the light paper on is just about to come out. I don't know if Brett wants to run you through a high level of how it works. He did say, again, maybe he can break it down a little bit further or explain it in a different manner.
Yeah, are you aware of the ArkNet, our privacy network that we're building, and what this token is being used for?
Not too familiar with what the use case for it. I am aware that ArkNet is coming out with with respect to the token, and it's going to be pre-seed round, and then a few other rounds in between, and then we're talking about a 5x after it goes public. So in respect to all of that, Atlas mentioned, not putting in all one time, holding some, and so forth, as though it does have some advantages there. So could you elaborate on that a little bit for me, please?
Sure. Yeah. So in the beginning, when the pre-seed contract opens, you're able to use your ArkFi token basically as a launch pad. So you're going to deposit those tokens into the pre-seed contract, and they'll have a value of $5 in the very beginning. So no matter what the ARK price is in the very beginning, when we first launch the pre-seed contract, each ArkFi token will be worth $5. That will go into an account balance. So if you have one token, you'll have an account balance of $5 basically. In the beginning, the very beginning also, we're going to offer a higher yield that gets paid on that account balance. So if you have $5 in there, you get 2%, for example, in the beginning, but then that will decay as the pre-seed round continues, and up towards the end, we'll have the lowest yield percentage available for that account balance. At the very end, you will then be able to essentially will swap your account balance in terms of BUSD for the ArkNet token, and will be at the private pre-sale price. When we launch the token at the public price, it will be 5 times higher than that private pre-sale price that you got for participating in the pre-seed round.
Okay, copy all. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thanks for the question.
Who's next?
Hey, this is Vlad here. I have a question in the same regard. As far as I understand, there will be several waves of pre-sale, and as far as I understand, at least the earliest investors will have their funds vested for like 15 months. My question is, for example, if I invest in this first period and I will have these funds vested later, and if I invest again later in the second or third period, will these funds again be frozen for some period?
If you're purchasing in any of the pre-sales and private sales before, yes, you will have a further vesting period. If you purchase at launch, there will not be any vesting period.
Okay. And another question is about these rewards for the early investors. Do I understand correct that, for example, say every wave is, say, 1 week long? So, for example, if I invest in the very beginning and start getting 2% of rewards, will it drop to, say, 1.5 on the next in the next wave? I mean, will it drop for even for those who invested earlier, or this will be only regarding the newer investors for the newer waves? I don't know if you understand what I asked.
Yes, it will drop, and it's a daily ROI that's paid out, just like in the vault contract in a similar way. So it will drop, it'll tier down. We'll probably go by 0.5%. That's my guess. We'll go 2%, then 1.5 to 1 to half, maybe to a quarter or something like that. So you're earning that every day, and when you earn that yield based on your account balance value, it will go into an available rewards. When you deposit more ArkFi tokens that are at an equal or greater value than your available rewards, those rewards will get compounded into your account balance in the pre-seed contract. In addition, simultaneously, the same amount of available rewards will go into your wallet in BUSD. So you're actually earning daily yield still by putting your ArkFi tokens into this contract.
Okay, so it's like compounding, usual compounding.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like compounding. And so, if you come in day 2 instead of day 1, you'll still get the 2% on that account balance in that next 24 hours, and so on and so forth. So it's not that, if you miss the first, let's say, week that we have the 2% rate available, you would then come in at a lower rate. But if you already were in the contract, you would just drop to a lower daily yield amount of, say, 1.5 after that first week.
Yeah, but if I start in the first week, I will be getting this 2% only in the first week, right? And then 1.5 or whatever it is.
For example, we don't know exactly what the durations are going to be.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Brad.
It could be 5 days, as an example.
Yeah, or 10 or 3 or nobody knows. Okay.
Correct. Great question. Thank you. Who's next?
I got a question for you. How are we going to be swapping our ARK token for the utility ARK token? Is it all in MetaMask, or I'm saving it up, stacking right now, but
yeah, what you're going to do is you're going to put it into the smart contract for the pre-seed round, and we're going to do the exchange for you when that pre-seed round ends.
And I'm assuming that's not out yet, right? To be seen. Is it going to have a separate tab on there on the menu, or?
Oh yeah. It'll probably be under its own subdomain. Actually, I think we're going to do it just like we did the pre-sale. So we'll have a a / off the DApp. So it'll be app.arkfi.io / pre-seed is what I think we discussed with what Alex and I discussed already.
Okay, so when I tell everybody else that I've got under me that doesn't listen to this, and I wish they would, I keep telling them to get on here. Drives me nuts, but they don't. And so I got to relay the message.
We'll have a full announcement with a link and all of that stuff.
Okay, so I'll just send that link to them, and they're going to have to get on MetaMask, plug that in. And
they
then
won't have to do that with MetaMask. So it's just through the D app. So it's like an additional page on the D app. Just like we have app.arkfi.io / vault, it would be / pre-seed. So there's really nothing different other than they're just going to have an additional page to go to. And if their wallet's already connected, then they'll be able to make the deposit, seamlessly without connecting their wallet even.
That's the biggest thing on me. I've got 12 or 13 wallets. And they're all at different levels, but I planned on stacking them all and putting into this because, I want it to make a big hit and help as much as I can, but I don't know. I just I can't get on to all of them in that app, in our ArkFi app.
We can set you up with Coach Brad or Coach Mistletoe to give you hands-on help there, Rooster.
To be able to hook up all of my wallets on there? Is that what you mean?
Sir, we'll be happy to help you. We'll be happy to help you. Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. That would be great. I need that help for sure because I have no earthly clue. I still just operate it all through MetaMask. It just seems easier for me. But and I know others have got that. So helping coach them along would be, if I get the knowledge, then I can teach. So
Can I just make a quick comment? You'll still be able to do it on your computer through MetaMask. You don't have to do it on the actual app.
Well, I work on my phone,
app,
so
he's talking about the app. Oh, so you do everything on your phone?
Yeah.
Have you tried Meta? Well, it'll still work through MetaMask. You shouldn't have to use the actual app. It should still work through MetaMask.
Okay. That works.
All right. Yes, sir. We're here to help you, brother. We got a little bit of a teaser for you folks for the how the cars are going to be looking like when you get to go and load them, get more information about them. Can you guys see that?
Damn.
I can see that.
That is sweet.
Let's go.
Hey,
yes, sir.
You said something yesterday about our being able to buy crypto, and you said it was going to be there in Lithuania, right? Is who the company that you had to go through, just like Mercurio or MRCR?
No. I said Lithuania is our partner.
Oh, partner.
Okay. So we have the crypto license as an exchange.
Okay. Well, one thing, Atlas, I've been going through, like yesterday on that massive wallet that I bought, it took, it was a massive headache through the bank and, being here in the States, and you got to get it approved because it's overseas, international. And I feel fortunate that I've even am able to still buy crypto because of a lot of our banks shutting it down. But how is it going? Are you guys going to make it to where it doesn't look like you're buying crypto for banks, to where like I can still purchase and it kind of works around that somehow?
Yes, sir.
Banks aren't shutting down? Okay, good. Yeah, because
Yes, sir.
there's so many of these banks over here that are making it, oh, you're purchasing crypto. Yeah, we're not. We're shutting you down. You are not going to buy crypto, period. It's like, okay, this sucks. And I got folks that want to buy, but we can't. And so they have to pay me, and then I have to start wallets up for them. So,
a lot of that, Rooster, is the bank just seeing a international transaction and putting a fraud alert on
well,
that.
Chris, man, they're doing it on that, but even like MoonPay, Binance, Crypto.com, they won't let you buy,
all those are international.
Well, see, I don't know. I mean, RC, that you're probably not familiar with it because RCB is not out there. But we've got a lot of banks over here that they're just saying, if you're purchasing crypto, we're not doing it. And they know that Binance, and it's not international. I mean, Binance isn't international, is it? And even MoonPay is coming out of New York. And they won't let you do it.
MoonPay's over in Europe, I believe.
Really? My deal is showing New York City.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
I could be wrong. But that's the way the bank gets. I buy crypto with using two different banks, and the one that I had issues with, it wasn't the buying crypto so much as it was it being an out of the U.S. purchase.
Yeah, but you can get that listed.
It's a pain in the ass, but yes,
it is. Absolutely, it is.
If you don't use it for
it
6 months, you've got to do it all over again.
Yeah. Well, hell, they'll only lift it for me 24 hours. That's it. I'm like, this is crap. It sucks. And then I got to get my rate extended, but whatever.
Bank of America let me buy.
Yeah. Bank of America and Wells Fargo are pretty good about it.
Yeah, they like crypto.
Yeah, and then they're also the ones wanting to shut it down, being a big part of the Fed. Go figure that all. Yeah. This all pisses me off. But
I've bought direct using TD Bank.
TD Ameritrade? Or TD Bank?
Hey, Alex.
Yes, sir.
Or Brett, either one of you, isn't that partly what the VPN is going to be good for or used for?
Not exactly. When you're looking at purchases, transactions happening with your banks and your debit and credit cards, it is just having a VPN is not going to solve that for you. There could be, and most likely there is just an understanding that if they don't want you buying financial assets or crypto or like Chris Dugan said, international, they get freaked out and they don't want to go through what can happen with some of the providers when it comes to a VPN is that the processor that's receiving the payment, a lot of times if they see a VPN, they can assume that you're a scammer sitting in Nigeria trying to pretend on the internet that you're in California, 90210 area code, for example. So that's something that we're going to teach here. When you're making these purchases, turn off your VPN because they're out there looking for anyone that could represent a scammer using stolen credit card information.
Oh, okay. I would have thought it would be different, but thank you for.
Yeah, good question. But yeah, it's important. It's important when you're going to be purchasing online. You're going to buy on Amazon. From experience, I can tell you, you want to, if you're going to use a VPN, use one that's in your area. If you're over there in Atlanta, use as close to Atlanta. Sometimes they see you, in Portland or another country, and a lot of times they can assume that you're not who you say you are and return those transactions. But it's not everyone.
Yeah, I put my VPN on Atlanta when I'm doing online purchases. and then I'll change
There
it
you go.
afterwards.
There you go. Because you know, right? You're in a whole other place. They're like, hey, what's going on here? This looks fishy. And we're going to experience that too with the decentralized VPN. It's just a matter of plugging into these legacy systems and having to play by the rules. And I think also not being upset or angry about it, because they understand, especially when you're purchasing crypto, that is the number one target for these scammers. It is a cash out that's 100%. They could run that through mixers and be, getting that cash in their hand fairly quickly. So they have to protect themselves from those scammers. And that's why you see a lot of, having to take these pictures, send your credit card front and back images, as well as your ID. Sometimes they make you hold the card and the ID in your hand with your face and social security numbers, a utility bill. It has been a very uncomfortable situation, but we need to understand the why. They're just trying to protect themselves, because once that crypto leaves, they can't get it back. So then the bank comes and says, hey, hold on a second. You sold crypto to somebody using the stolen credit card information. Our customer is saying it's not them, so we want our money back. And they have to give it back. Now, they're going to be turned off. The processor is going to get on a blacklist, and the banks will blacklist them. So it is a risky business. We're working with a company that's found a great way to go ahead and do that. And like I said, we're expanding with a secondary, and ideally we'd like to have a third option. So if it didn't work for you, this one, hey, try this other one. And then we'll fine tune and we'll find which is the best. And then we'll put that at the forefront of the offerings for the on-ramp. Good question there, Mikey. I hope you're doing well, my friend.
I am. Thank you. I just wanted to tell you guys I really appreciate everything you do. I don't really know much about any of this stuff. I'm just, I just keep compounding, and I'm also, putting all my withdrawals, holding my withdrawals for now to get into the pre-seed. I'm doing the same thing everybody else is doing, or I hope everybody else is doing. I got faith in you guys. So, yeah, that's the bottom line for me. I appreciate you guys. I just want you to know
Thank you, brother. Thank you. We appreciate that. I know you're a friend of Eternals, and we're honored to have you here. And it's a long-term play, my friend. This is something that we're used to, us old school people being in crypto, and understand there's ups and downs, but it's about continuing on the path and understanding if you didn't over leverage yourself, get a third mortgage on the house, people should not be sweating, flopping, and groping, and putting themselves into a emotional state of panic. And if that's happening, you should have taken time. People who are in that position, they should listen to everything that we've always said here. Start small, use money that you can afford to invest, let it grow over time, so you're not panicking, you're not concerned. This isn't your lunch money, your kids' college tuition. And it is my sincere hope that on a very large majority, if not everyone in here, has followed that key rule of investing. Very important. So when moments like this happen, you're just, hey, it's okay. All right, I'm earning less, but I don't need this to survive. It's not everything that I had. And we've seen it happen too many times in the space where folks just over leverage themselves. And it's as crazy as going to the casino and putting it all on red. It's not, it's not healthy. So let's keep going. Who else wants to ask a question or comment for today? We'd love to hear from you.
Hey, let's have a quick question. Just trying to get my head wrapped around how the whole thing works. When we deposit our ARK token into the pre-seed, the ARK, I guess, token leaves the contract that it's with, and then it's going to go to a different contract for the ArkNet. So as far as where it used to sit before in the previous contract, does that mean that that liquidity pool or however it's organized, the ARK no longer exists in that liquidity pool, but the money still does, like the BUSD value of it? Or does that get shifted over to the new one as well?
Great question. The ArkFi tokens are going to go back home to the vault. They're going to be burned. And what you're going to do with the new contract, you're getting the credit into that new contract that you'll be able to compound and earn on. And we've set up 300,000 just to make sure we have a very high subscription, that there's plenty of funds for everybody to be very calm and relaxed. We don't want to have a liquidity issue over there. So you're going to have BUSD, and that's going to be sent out to the investors that join that. And then you're going to be also seeing the balance that's building up for the new ArkNet token that is not launching now. We're going to go through our private rounds for that, but you'll see your credit as well. So you're really able to gauge what you've put into it, what you've compounded, as well as the value of the ArkNet tokens. Does that help you, Mr. Sneaky Sash?
Yeah, it does. So does that kind of also mean that there's a potential that the actual ArkFi token could potentially go up in value because you're burning a whole lot of them, and then if the money's still there, then it should technically go up in value? Or will the ILC do its tricky little thing and go, oh, hang on a minute, I might not raise it, and I might just hold that money in liquidity?
It'll have a positive effect in the fact that it'll further ensure that the ILC will not mint more tokens and devalue, the current asset, right? So by those being there in the vault, it just adds a large buffer of everyone understanding that we're in a great position, that we have a lot more ArkFi tokens in the vault, so it doesn't have the pressure to mint them, because it can mint them when necessary. And ideally, to not freak you out, that's when we're having a lot of growth. We need ArkFi tokens to get the investors, their tokens. That's why that feature is really designed there. It's actually a positive.
Awesome, thank you.
Great question, sir. Thank you. Who's next?
Yes, sir, me again. How about actually a question, a suggestion, and also a comment. So the suggestion would be, if sometime prior to the launching of the pre-seed and so forth for the ArkNet, are you able to do a video walkthrough of what to do, when to do it, how to do it? Someone able to do that? Because obviously it's going to be time sensitive, and if you don't get it done right, you make mistakes, then I guess folks wouldn't be too happy about that. So if you're able to do some kind of video walkthrough prior to, that would be great.
Great suggestion, sir. Thank you. Absolutely. Makes a lot of sense. And we did that also before. Most likely we'll do it here on the podcast. The podcasts are recorded, so everyone can have a reference of how to interact with it and follow the process to be able to fund it.
Right, exactly. And to my comment, one of the great things about ARK, the DeFi, this platform, if you hold in stocks, regular stocks, and it starts to get into a bear market, whether it's Amazon, Twitter, whatever stock you hold, and you start to get into a bear market, you have no choice really but to either try to sell out quick or sit and hold and wait for that bull market to come back. So if you had $1,000 worth of Amazon stocks and it went down 50%, Um, that's all you got. You still got amount, but it's devalued. Um, with ARK, the value goes down, but your volume is increasing as long as you continue to compound. So if it takes 6 months to come back up, you might have had 1,000 ARK tokens 6 months ago. Now you'll have whatever that compound amount is. So when you look at it compared to regular stocks and so forth, this is phenomenal because your value is going up, even though I should say the quantity is going up, even though the value at the moment might be adjusting and fixing itself, and it's going to get back to a bull market. And when it does, you won't be sitting on the same amount of tokens that you have. You'll have more. So that's just
absolutely
my,
correct.
2 cents there.
Very good outlook, very positive, sir. And just like when the stock is down, you could purchase more at the cheaper price. So on the way up, you're also taking that upside. So yeah, absolutely great, very positive. I like your outlook, and thank you for sharing that with us, sir. We're 2 hours into the podcast. We're understanding that we want to keep it to an hour, but these are very important questions. We understand that the community wants to understand everything that's happening today or over the past couple of days, as well as what we're going into the future. What is the narrative? What's on our minds? What's in the mind of the investors? We're all in the same boat. We all have family, friends, people we absolutely care about who we're all here for the same reason, which is a long-term growth. And it is important that we take the time. So before we turn it over to Mrs. Z, because we always like to get our DeFi sessions, it's important to also know what's happening outside of the ARK. We're so lucky. We've been so spoiled through the great stability of the project, and I know we're going to find that again. But it's good to see what's happening out there. So let's open it up to 2 more questions before we do the DeFi sessions.
Hey, Atlas, just real quick. Will, in reference to the AIR card, will the investor, will they need to have a vault account in order to use that?
No, sir. This is for the general public. Everyone can use it. And eventually, when we do have the ArkNet utility token, we want to be able to offer investors, if they hold that, discounts. So you're saving, ideally we want to do some cash back as well. Great options so that investors are incentivized to hold that ArkNet token.
I love it. Good deal.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Great question. And thank you always for your great support. Go ahead, Rooster.
Hey, when is that VPN going to start up? Is it after, as soon as we do the pre-sale? Are we going to be able to? Will I be able to have a VPN on my devices of you guys's?
Not right away. It's going to take time. This is a very, very big build out. So it's a process. It's going to not be, I think, within the next, 2 months or so. Give it 3, 4. We have to see how fast we can really build it out. We're hiring more developers and bringing more people onto the team that are just solely focused on that development. So I think as we grow, we'll have a better idea. It'll be really unfair, I think, to everyone to give an exact date. And as you know, the style here, we prefer to under promise and over deliver, Rooster.
Okay, that's all I was just trying to figure out for a VPN for me, and I know I've got others that are ready to get that going. And so pretty much everybody.
We appreciate the excitement. But yeah, really, really hard to gauge. There's a lot going on, a lot of building. So we're going through steps, and we want to get the on and off ramps, and we want to get the physical cards out there as well. And meanwhile, like I was saying, have this team that's already, here together working on that. The front end, we still have to do the revamp of the D app that people interact with on their computers, right? We have the mobile application. Now there's a design for the D app. So poor Alex. I mean, this guy's working. I mean, it's midnight and he's in my DMs as we're on here, and he's the one who sent me these great images. These are screen captures. I'll show them to you folks again of what it's going to look like. So this is taken the front line from the upgrade and update to how the D app looks and functions and everything else. So we have a lot of work here that's happening. Hope you're liking the way it looks. I personally like how, will this card be anonymous? Which type of card do you want? And then you can see that, the young woman, she's blurred, and then the no, she wants to show who she is. Great little concept there. Shout out to our fantastic designer.
Is that our offshore account card? Is that what we're looking at?
This is the air card. The air card is the fully anonymous.
I guess I don't understand what the air card is. Is that the VPN? VPN?
No. There's a Visa MasterCard that you can bring your crypto, and you can load your crypto on there in less than 10 seconds. And you could purchase online immediately, or you could add it to your Android phone or your iPhone. And you can go and tap and pay for gas or food. Anywhere you want to go in the world, Visa MasterCard is accepted. You don't have to give any of your personal information or data.
Huh, okay. So you won't have a physical card.
That's the other one. That's the Terra. I'm gonna see if I can bring that up for you. Right here. That's the one on the right.
Gotcha.
The numbers awesome. I can tell you we have a much higher. I think it's 175K balance limit on that transaction limit. I'd have to look at the documentation, but these are just rough. A lot of it's filling the information right now. I want to give you an idea of what it looks like.
Yeah, I believe it's 150K, Atlas.
150. Okay.
Yeah. Our designer just used placeholders.
Yeah. Correct. So don't pay attention to those little details. That's all getting fine tuned. So, all right, let's turn it over to Mr. Z and the DeFi sessions. I know he's excited. He's buying the dip. The smart investor here at ARK. How are you doing, Mr. Z?
Buying the dip. That's how we're doing. DeFi is looking at dips on all sort of calibers. ARK is one, and I've got a few whales that have asked me if this is the time to buy the dip on ARK, and I'm like, everyone do your research, but it's a good price though. Yeah, overall, let me see if I can share my screen. Just got a few things to share with the crowd here. I'm enjoying the amount of participation we're getting these days. I know it's a critical time, but it's a place where the crowd gets together, and it's really cool to see. So the first thing I want to kind of talk about is our Discord. Every couple of months, we need about 14 boosts to keep the interaction going, to keep it so we can create these emojis and have many different interactions with the many things. So we need about 3 more boosts, and then we can get back to our normal schedule and have shiny rolls and all sorts of game theory. So I'm going to start that sort of campaign from the weekend. Apart from that, I did tag all the airdrop army on their suggestions on what the next airdrop and the next test nets are. Remember, guys, like we're all in together in DeFi. Yes, we are part of ARK, but we all are investors. and we want to set up a standard where ARK and whoever's interacting with our Discord is ahead of schedule when it comes to test nets, when it comes to main adoptions, to different wallets, to different ecosystems. So yeah, I've put a little tag out today. I'll repeat what I just said here. ARK Army, Airdrop Army, give me your opinions on what you see as the upcoming airdrop testnets you have been interacting with and see vast potential. I want to start adding Layer 0 as a possible big airdrop. Layer 0 just partnered with Immunify to launch a $15 million bug bounty. I think understanding smart contract bugs is a big utility. And to be part of that testnet will be pleasant for the crowd here whilst we accumulate in crypto. So those are the first two announcements I wanted to make about our Discord and about the Airdrop Army, and we'll be here for a long time, not going anywhere when it comes to airdrops, when it comes to testnets, when it comes to utility. I've got a few different things in the headlines. So, Mistletoe or Alice, can you guys see the screen? See my screen just fine? Just give me the heads up. Perfect. Awesome. So Tether to buy Bitcoin based on monthly net profits. So we talked about DCA. Now we're seeing Tether and I believe USDC, when you look into their reserves, are kind of doing the same thing. So Tether said that the Bitcoin's decentralized nature and its long-term store of value made it an obvious choice for the stablecoin issuer. So let me just read the main points here. So in a statement, Tether Chief Technology Officer Paulo Ordino said that the world's first and largest cryptocurrency is underpinned by its potential as an investment asset. He added that Bitcoin's limited supply, decentralized nature, and widespread adoption have positioned it as a favored choice amongst institutions and retail investors alike. So they're going through like the similar route to what MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor are currently going through. So MicroStrategy has a similar Bitcoin investment plan, actively replacing the US dollar in its reserves with Bitcoin. Although MicroStrategy doesn't have a fixed time frame for its Bitcoin BTC investment, Tether plans to do it at the end of each month. So at the end of each month, as we know, trading periods are such that the markets consolidate, and we normally what happens is a bunch of hedge funds and a bunch of people, even in DeFi and big wells, what they do is they clear up their portfolios to look into the new month. So by the end of this month, you're going to see MicroStrategy and I don't know about MicroStrategy. Sorry, you're going to see Tether buy into the dips on Bitcoin. And then they also said there's going to be other assets as well. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on that. So I know they've not been like open about what their $80 billion valuation is and what they're holding, but they've started to slowly but surely start showing their proof of reserves. So we can be seen as a positive. So that's the first thing that Tether announced this week, that they're going to be buying dips every month, end of the month on Bitcoin as part of their treasury. So now, folks, DM me every day. Why are the markets currently down? I'm going to repeat things that we kind of looked into really quickly yesterday. So business models, though, tend to build on non-compliance. Their business models tend to build on customer funds, commingling their rifles with conflicts. So these are little comments. We talked about the Lido unlock that took place on Ethereum. That's why Ethereum has seen its dips. And we also have the debt ceiling sort of closing in on the 1st of June. This is a big thing in America right now, where Janet Yellen, I think 2 months back or a month back, she did a whole conference in Senate and spoke about us running out of US paper money by 1st of June. So we're coming close to the debt ceiling on the 1st of June. So you're going to see a bunch of fluctuation in the markets. Currently, I can kind of show you guys what the charts look like. Just give me 1 second. So if we look at BTC, sorry, this is a 1 minute chart. I like to go to the 4-hour charts to show you guys where we might be heading. So currently, I think we're heading below here. The way the market is structured, I think there's a bunch of liquidity at 25K and 21K. I don't know when we do it. Do we stay sideways? Do we stay sideways for a little bit? Because we can also do that. Currently, we have targets all up here as well. But I don't think Bitcoin goes up to 60K unless we take a low out. So I still predict that we are going to go lower as we get through the months, as we get through the debt ceiling, as we see the slowing down of interest rates hikes, and there's going to be a bunch of other sorts of fundamental economic indicators that we have to keep an eye on. So that's my the viewpoint on what the charts look like. Let me continue. So basically, this is news on Telegram. Apart from DeFi, so Telegram addresses camera exploits points to Apple Mac OS. So what happened was there was this hack, this engineer by the name of Dan Reva. What Dan Reva was able to do, if you guys have read his blog, was he was able to basically find vulnerabilities in Telegram and was able to access people's cameras using a function called DYLD. So any of you developers follow this stuff. This is something really interesting to look into. But yeah, so he was able to exploit a person's, you can say, MacBook and iPhone camera using this exploit in the code. So Telegram had some. You can say some viewpoints and statements to talk about this. So yeah, this was their statement concerning that. So they go, this situation has more to do with Apple's permission security than it does with Telegram, and can potentially affect any Mac OS app as a result. The real issue is that it seems to be possible to bypass Apple's sandbox restrictions that were created specifically to prevent such abuse of third-party apps. So yeah, this is something that is of concern. I do always, I think we talked about disabling Google's microphone. I think you should disable both your microphone and your camera on all settings. And if it's a MacBook, if it's a Windows camera that's built into your laptop, to have it guarded, because these things are possible and there are vulnerabilities as we have whenever we go through an update. That's why it's important for software companies to take their time when they update, because these kind of bugs allow for hackers to really take advantage. And that's why, especially in DeFi, it's important that we really build utility before launching it. So that's have I got 5-10 more minutes, Atlas Mistletoe, or am I running over time?
It's okay. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's the thing on Telegram. So that's what the camera exploits are about Apple. So that's one thing to look into. Two other headlines. I'm going to sort of read through them really quickly. But the first one is Uniswap. As we know, DeFi really like sort of amped up when Uniswap version 1 came out. And it still is one of the biggest decks. It used to have the most total value locked. But we've seen that Lido and Curve and other, you can say, staking protocols have really taken up the liquidity pool. If we go to things like DeFi Llama, let's quickly see where Uniswap kind of runs here. So if we see Uniswap here, Uniswap is still 5th. This used to be number 1 in total value locked, but since we've had the Ethereum staking protocols come out, like Lido, we've seen MakerDAO start to really lock up a bunch of liquidity. So TVO locked here, 11 billion. Lido, 6.91 billion Curve. And Uniswap currently is locked up at 4.06 billion. Did someone have anything to say there? Because I saw someone unmute their mic, or is that just hot mic? No worries. So yeah, Uniswap is the hot mic, Mr. Toad.
I can't find them. I got it.
Because we have so many people on these days. Huh? Normally when it's like 30, 40 people, it's easy to find the hot mic. But now we've got bigger crowds. People are really interested in DeFi. So yeah, Uniswap is still the leading DEX when it comes to total value locked. And we all keep an eye on it because especially right now, especially with meme coin season, everyone's trading on Uniswap and paying these high. I mean, Uniswap is also to blame for the high gas fee that we currently see because of a lot of these meme coins are launching on your Uniswap. So Uniswap is still pivotal in DeFi, and it gave us the first sort of dimension into real utility. So Uniswap today announced. So this is the title here. So it reads, Uniswap will deploy on Polkadot Parachain Moonbeam. The decentralized exchange gets the Polkadot version via the Moonbeam network. This was an airdrop that we touched into 2 years back. And I don't know if some of you got into the seed round into this. Moonbeam is the oracle of Polkadot. And it's awesome to see that Uniswap chose them to basically launch onto Polkadot. So I'm going to kind of play this thing here. I want to see this real quick. But yeah, that's the 4-second intro to their partnership to Moonbeam. So Uniswap crypto exchange will soon be available on Moonbeam, a parachain of Polkadot. According to a May the 17th approved proposal on the exchange governance form, the proposal was put forward by educational group Blockchain at Michigan. It passed with near unanimous support, with only a single uni token being used to vote against it. So it got a majority vote, and this is some more positives. So the people behind Polkadot, you got to realize, is Gavin Woods, right? So Gavin Woods is basically a big oracle when it comes to. So if you guys want to follow him on Twitter, do follow him. Gavin Woods is the reason why we have Ethereum smart contract right now. He is the you can say the father of Solidity. Like he's the one that created the smart contract language. So for him to see Polkadot, adapt when he created Polkadot, what he wanted to do was create an interoperable layer where he saw like Tron do its thing, Ethereum do its thing, and Binance start to like propel into the mainnets. He wanted Polkadot to be a place where interoperability, where all these chains can sort of intermingle. So you had all its utility tokens sort of launch on parachains. So you've had this is a rabbit hole we can get into, but the point is to take an interest in this because this is a big unique partnership that's taking place in DeFi. So the guy who created Solidity, who's one of the founders of Ethereum, is just adapting Uniswap into Polkadot. So Polkadot is a strong fit for Uniswap, whose users can discover everything the network parachains offer, such as high performance, scalability, security, and interoperability. So yeah, that's the importance of it. So for me, it's a big coup in DeFi to see Uniswap deploy on Moonbeam. Now on my last one. Hope I'm not boring any of you, but let's talk about Ripple a little bit here. This is also important. So as we get closer to its sort of court hearing with the SEC on its being a securities coming closer, Ripple went on this week to acquire. I'll read the title here. So Ripple acquires Swiss blockchain custody firm Metaco for $250 million. So Metaco raised $17 million in a Series A funding round in 2020. The company raised $20 million total before being acquired. So on May the 17th, Ripple, creator of the namesake payment network and XRP token, announced it had acquired Swiss digital asset custodian and tokenizations providers Metaco for $250 million. With the accusation, Ripple says it will expand its enterprise offering to custody, issue, and settle tokenized assets, the firm developer wrote. Metico will dramatically accelerate its growth trajectory through access to Ripple's established base of hundreds of customers, capital to address new demands, and resources to continue delivering on its commitment to banking and institutional clients. So let's continue with what the CEO of Metico had to say, Adrian Turkani. So he had to say, this deal will enable Metico to leverage Ripple's scale and market strength to reach our goals and deliver value to our clients at a faster pace. We look forward to continuing to serve unprecedented levels of institutional demand. So yeah, Metico, I'll post this this sort of blog here, this Ripple sort of insight blog here from the team, and you guys can kind of read up on it. I think it's pretty cool. I'll post it here. Yeah, so I think that sort of concludes the DeFi session for today. I know it was long, but really cool, insightful things. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Z. Another fantastic DeFi session. And folks, we are going to end the recording for today. We want to thank everyone who came and participated. Your questions.
Before we end, did we do Spark yet?
Oh, yeah. I skipped it because I knew we weren't doing the Wheel of the Toad. But thank you. Let's pull it up. Yeah, we're about to miss 2.5 hours. It's been a very long one. Not on our usual schedule, a way of doing the pod. One quick second there. Let's go ahead and get this up and going. See, Coach Brad is in the house. Hope you're doing well, Coach Brad.
Thank you, sir.
Can you see the screen? Can we all see the screen? Anyone?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Here.
Or actually, we don't see the Spark screen. We see the statistics, the home screen. There we go.
Here, Sparky, Sparky, Sparky. Here, Sparky, Sparky, Sparky. Here, Sparky, Sparky, Sparky. Here, Sparky, Sparky, Sparky.
Thanks for your patience. We're having to redo the transactions again. Thanks for hanging in there, folks. We're still having to do the transactions. The safe's going really slow right now.
Everyone is always patient when it comes to the Spark.
Is it because it's recalibrating after everybody, myself included, top bears up?
No, sir. Is that we have to redo it again to too many hours passed since the first ledger executed. So we have to reject the transaction and just set it up again. think it might be the anchor node. Let's switch after that one.
Dang anchor. It always gives me troubles too sometimes.
Right? It just hangs.
Yep.
Let's go to speed this up. Let's see if that's it or not. It could be the Gnosis as well. All right, one down, one more to go. No, I'm still having an issue, folks. Man, 49 people. Everybody's hungry for the spark today. Hold on.
Oh, the US dollars did
Throw
go
on
to
some more
zero.
good music.
Oh, it's back.
It's having a hard time finding my wallet address.
If it messes up and finds mine, I'll be all right with that.
Gone silent.
As we wait, the prize just keeps getting bigger.
The suspense is killing me.
Who will it be tonight?
I suggest that we let the Spark winner each day pick the music for the next day's drawing, simply because I haven't won yet. So the music that you guys play is not lucky enough for me.
That would be fun. Oh, I think we see it now, Atlas. I think it is drawn.
It is. We have our winners. Boy, okay, that was a really complicated one there, but we got it working. The winner for the Spark Rewards for today, their wallet ends in F580. They won 520.36 ARK. That's a street value of $1,468.30. First time winner. Sheesh. Let's go. Nitro mode, baby. And the MVP, their wallet ends in 326F. 57.82 ARK, 163.14 USD. Let's get this crypto, folks. Thank you all for your patience. That was pretty brutal. I actually had to add BNB over to the vault. That was the main error that was happening because I tried it 2-3 times again. So I had to dig deep and found what the little issue there is. So we've got enough gas for quite a long time. Enough BNB in there. So thank you all for being here. We wish you all a great rest of your day, morning, evening. Exciting times here on the ARK. For the folks that are listening, we hope that you found this very, very long recording reminds you back in the day when we used to stay here for 3-4 hours, that it was educational and fun. You learned a lot of great questions. Shout out to Kelly for being here. Her update of her calculator. I have not had the time myself to use it yet. Hope we all find the time to do so. Remember, we are back in the rally. Everyone pulling, doing everything that each of us can to get that stability, understanding that we have a great buffer here of folks that are holding on and stacking their ArkFi tokens, coming to the pre-seed contract. It is a fantastic opportunity for those that want to come and join us. And it is the perfect time to take advantage and get those buys coming in, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. Be good to each other. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you tomorrow.